So I'm giving you tarot gold again. I'm putting myself out of a job here, I'm sure. Okay, so this is one you want to save. I'm going to show you different perspectives of how to ask questions and how easy it is to interpret the cards once you know how. So very quick rundown. The tarot deck was not ever put together for us to read our day-to-day trials and tribulations. What's important to us didn't exist in that time. So the cards, this is the first most important bit. When you see readers who are given hyper-specific answers to things, it's either psychic download, misunderstanding, assumption, or it's not correct. That's the first thing. There's lots of things in there, so don't come at me. Just think about that for a moment. Because the infrastructure of tarot cannot give a hyper-specific answer. If it's based on the backbone of numerology, astrology, if colours are important, if symbolism is important, if the suits pertain to the areas of life that we're working on, where does it say that someone's creeping on your socials? Just think about that. Find me a card that says someone is creeping on your socials. It doesn't exist, and it can't. So the only way that we can get a hyper-specific answer from tarot without other abilities or other information from elsewhere, it can't give it you. So you'd have to ask. So it would be things like, I get people who say, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I want the cards to tell me. The cards can't give you an answer you can't find within yourself. But what we can do is if we explore, okay, well, I'd quite like to start my own business. Would it be wise for you to pursue starting your own business? I want to know if I'm going to meet someone this year. What's the likely outcome of you meeting someone if you continue doing what you're doing? That's important to know, and not everyone will agree with me on that. But again, if you're not sure whether or not what I'm saying is the case, or you think it just could be my opinion, go do the homework, because the receipts are out there. I also believe that there are 3 ways that you can ask a question: an advice question, an outcome question, and an observation question. I often see readers flip-flopping between you need to do this and that is going to happen, but it can't be both. So we have to know before we go in there, are we looking for the cards to give us advice? Are we looking for the cards to tell us an outcome? Or are we observing? So it's things like, what do I need to know? What do I need to be aware of? The advice, you read the cards back to you as they're giving you actionable steps and guidance. If you're asking for an outcome, the cards can't give you an advice because they're telling you what's going to happen. It will be what will be. So when I see people going, well, yous aren't going to be together and you need to... No, it's just what will be. Cards aren't giving you advice and guidance because you didn't ask for it. The observation ones, it could be if we're asking what someone's intentions are, the cards observe. They say, this is what we're observing, this is what we're seeing. Not going into advice or outcome because we didn't ask. So just remember that. Think about the angle that you're asking for. Remember that the cards cannot give hyper-specifics unless we ask the question. I'll never forget someone once put in my comment, she put, wait, what? You asked the question in advance? Of course I do. How else am I going to get a specific answer to something? People do end up blending their downloads in with their tarot readings, and I think the problem is that isn't necessarily disclosed. And I don't mean that in some nefarious way. I mean, a person might always read that way, but if you get a newbie tarot reader who isn't downloading message, then they will assume that the card then means that, and it doesn't. And that's my final thing. The cards, where we see what pop culture, the books, what people on platforms are saying the cards mean, they only mean that in relation to your journey. The Fool in the tarot deck is you, is me, and all of those cards are archetypes there to give us skills, teach us lessons, give us information in order to move forward. So by pulling the 3 of Swords out and asking about, the outcome of your relationship does not necessarily mean heartbreak, betrayal. There's all of the facets within the card. So it's better just to park the book and learn the infrastructure. So what are the numbers? What are the colours? What are the symbols telling me? What is that about? The 9 of Pentacles is a great example. The little snail that's in the bottom right hand corner of that card is there to tell us that luxury didn't just come to her. It wasn't just handed to her. It was a slow and steady pace in order for her to have got that far through the journey of the numerology to get her from the Ace up to the 9. This is the stuff that we need to be learning. Don't forget, I do the private reads, I do the sessions. I've got so many tools that you can use. And the book is about to go on to pre-order. But if you don't want it from me and you just want to learn yourself, Google is your friend. Everything's out there. It isn't something that I've just magically come up with. I've just put it into a way that's logical after spending years researching it. The information that is out there, it's just hard to get it into one place. So again, I'm not just making this up. This is how it works, and the receipts are out there. All right, best of luck, and I really hope that does change the way that you perceive your readings.